everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Nina Takesh. This is the Red Elevator, and today we are going to have a very exciting episode because we are going to tackle one of my all-time favorite subjects, organization, and we are going to look at my kitchen organization on today's episode. So follow me. So before we get into this video, since you guys always ask, I'm going to talk about what I'm wearing quickly. I'm wearing a Zara top from this season. In fact, I did a Zara haul that I think you guys are really going to enjoy. Everything fall 2020. So that's going to be linked up above if you want to take a look at it. And otherwise, I'm wearing a very cute Michael Kors skirt. I will link something like it below, and Balenciaga sandals that are very comfortable. One of my favorite items that I recently purchased and had my husband install, and I have to tell you, this man is not handy. I mean, at all, in the least. We love him, but he's just not handy, but he was able to install these. So if he's able to install it, you guys, anyone, trust me, anyone can install these. So these, I'm sure he's gonna be really angry, but these pull-out bamboo shelves are really great. They're from the Container Store. And what I love about them is that I had difficulty accessing items in this cabinet because it's a tall cabinet. I know every house, every apartment, every kitchen has one of these tall, awkward cabinets, but space is valuable, so we want to be able to use everything. So what I decided to do for here is to have these pull-out shelves. I have the roll of kitchen garbage bags sitting here, and the end of it is actually protrudes out a little bit, and every time we need to get garbage bags, we literally just remove it, and for the purpose of this video, we don't need the garbage bag, but then it's ready again for the next time we need more garbage bags. So it's kind of like it has double function. So you can easily put your entire roll. I did test a big fat roll of garbage bags in here, and it fit beautifully. And then you put all the items that you need for your home in these particular shelves. This is my sort of cleaning drawer. I've got my sponges, I've got my gloves, they're ready, they're handy. And then down here, which is really difficult to get into, I've got all these like crazy cleaning products because of course I can't stop cleaning. And so now actually I can get to them. Before I would have to sit down on the floor and dig in and take everything out and put everything back in. It was the bane of my existence. These bamboo drawers are great. They are available now at the Container Store, and they have them in different sizes, you guys. So everything's going to be linked below. Don't you worry. Every item in this kitchen that is available, I will have linked below. The only negative about this shelf is that it does take away some critical space because you are actually installing a drawer essentially into a cabinet, and so you're going to lose about 1.5 inches on each side. But if you're okay with that, I think that the positive outweighs any of the negatives, and this really becomes a useful and easy to access drawer. Believe me, I had it the other way and I didn't even want to open this cabinet. My next favorite item is another bane of my existence are cereal boxes. We have different kids who like different cereals, and it just becomes very messy. So I have these specifically for cereals. They're from Progressive, and again, I will have everything linked below. Some of them are from Amazon, some of them are from the Container Store, some of them are from, all over the place. So everything will be linked below. But these are wonderful because they are made to take the exact amount of cereal that people eat. They're nice and thin, and since we have 3 different types of cereal, people know which one they want. It's a clear box. They know what this is and they're eating it, and it always stays in here nice and organized. And by the time they're ready for a new box, we just throw it in. Part of having an organized kitchen is having the right tools. I couldn't help but share these favorite gloves of mine, and the reason I love them is because they have these little wings, little flaps, and so what happens is there's nothing I hate more than getting water into my gloves. Like literally, it's just like, I get very angry, so you don't want to see that. And in order to avoid it, well, we just have these little wings. These are just mine. I don't let anyone use them because I just don't like people using my gloves. And then you can wash them, and you won't get water inside of them, and they're wonderful. So talking about kitchens and organization, we also have the sink that is very important in how we wash dishes. And so a lot of times, I don't like to see a sponge anywhere because I think they're very unattractive, but they do need to stay out because they're wet and they need to breathe. So one way to tackle that is to buy this little cutie, which I really love. It's going to be linked below, and it just sits here at the foot of my sink. I happen to have a farm sink, but if you have a different kind of sink, you can certainly put it on the sides, or there are other areas where this can actually work. And then of course, it's with my favorite sponge from, I found this actually from Shark Tank. And what's great about the sponge, I like to use it because it's eco, it's hard on one side and soft on the other, it's activated by water. You guys are asking me what kind of sponges I like, and this is a really good one. And so we wash and then we place in this little thing, and then it's really sort of camouflaged and hidden, and we don't have to worry about seeing dirty sponges in the sink. One of the things that is critical that I have not only in my kitchen, but I also have in other parts of the house are my favorite turntables. And as you can see, this is where I prepare my salads. And so I have right above my salad station all of the accompaniments that I might need. So this one is a little bit more of a hardy turntable. It is a little bit more sturdy, has a good grip because it has a nice rubber base. This will also be linked. And then I've got my bamboo turntable that I think is really chic because I like to keep sort of a natural element as much as possible. And this one is very light, and it's great for like salt and pepper and whatnot, and the size fits nicely in here. They do come in several sizes, so you just have to make sure and measure before you start buying. Cutlery drawers are another difficult organization trickery thing that you must consider, and I have the best solution for this because I have these wonderful, and I'm going to be linking these Rev shelf inserts. So basically what's really amazing about them is that you buy them, they come in a longer length, and then you cut them to size. So all you really need is a saw, or someone who knows how to saw, or you could just take it to your local lumber yard and mark it and say, can you just do a nice cut, and they'll do it for you for free. So this is great. So essentially it's like an insert, it comes out, it comes in, and it stays in here. I've never moved it. It doesn't move, and it's basically looks like it's custom built in here, and it's not. So these are wonderful. You could even buy two of them and put them side by side. I have them in a lot of my drawers. This is for utensils. They have deeper ones for bigger spatulas, so I will link those again as well below. But you cannot live without these rubber shelves. They are indestructible, they're beautiful, they're great. And what I have next to it is even more wonderful. And this is actually from the Container Store. And what it does is you just, again, put it in your drawer, whether you have a knife drawer or whether you have room to put it next to your cutlery. And you just basically put your steak knives or any of your knives in them, and they fit perfectly. They're sort of universal. And if you happen to have a lot of knives, which some people do because they are cooks, you can double it up. So you can buy 2 or 3. So, everything is made to work with other kitchens and other drawers and other cabinets. The next thing I wanted to talk about with you guys is the spice area, which is really a bane of a lot of people's existence because it can get so messy. And there are different ways to do spice racks. Now, sorry, I just wanted to also show you this. That was really bad TV, but this cup I really love. It's by Ember, and it was actually a gift from my sister. She's like, you're not going to be able to live without this, and she's absolutely right. I can't live without it. It's always plugged in. It's always here, and what it does is that it keeps my tea or coffee hot for a long time, like enough time for you to sip it slowly and not worry about the temperature. So I use this every morning, and I just leave it here where it warms up. But back to spices. I love organizing spices, and so I've got my spices here. You guys might have seen this in previous videos, but what I wanted to show you in this video is the bamboo sort of 3-tier rack. The 3-tier racks are great because it allows you to see the different spices that you have. And I happen to have, these jars that I didn't want to throw out, and I basically just tagged them. And then I bought new additional jars. I got these from IKEA. If you haven't seen my IKEA video, you guys, I think over close to, I don't know, almost soon to be 1 million hits on this video. You're not going to want to miss it because I have some of my favorite IKEA kitchen products on there. But these are actually from IKEA, and what's great is that I literally printed these on a regular piece of paper, and with clear tape I just pasted them on. So, and you know, up here I've got another 3-tier shelf, and then I've got my other IKEA spice jars that you guys have seen in the past. So I won't talk about this too long, but the idea is to keep it organized. Yes, you can also alphabetize. I don't think I have mine alphabetized quite yet. That will be on another fun occasion when I start organizing and doing some spring cleaning. But basically, the 3-tier racks, you can get them in the rubber version, or you can get them in the bamboo version. I love the new bamboo line from the Container Store, and that's what I have in here. My next favorite item, and I just discovered this, you guys, it is wonderful. I can't tell you how excited I got about this. You can put all of your tea bags in here, right? You have a variety of teas. You can see what you actually have, which is great. And let's say you have friends over and they're very picky, which, you know, we all have those picky friends who don't know what kind of tea they want to drink. You can just bring this box out and you can say, here's some hot water, have a good time. What I really like about it though is that it does keep everything organized. So you don't have to have 10 boxes of tea everywhere, stacked one on top of each other, you know, with 1 or 2 tea bags. What I like about it is that it keeps it organized, and there's plenty of room for a lot of tea. Like, you shouldn't have more than this amount of tea bags. And you just pop it in to your cabinet, it stays there, and you are ready to be a very organized and happy human being. We talked about this particular trick in my last kitchen video, but I couldn't do a kitchen organization video without it. This is by Rubbish Shelf as well, and it is a great place to put your mixer and be able to make whatever cookies you're baking or whatever baking items you have, or food prep. So this is wonderful. Again, it comes out when it needs to, and then it goes home when it needs to go to bed. So right now it's going to sleep. We're not making cookies, and we're going to put her back. The last thing we're going to talk about today for kitchen organization is how to keep your items clean, organized, and back in their respective cabinets, i.e. their respective homes. So if you have a dinner party, I know that you are going to bring out wine glasses, and one of the things that I love is I have this little pop-up wine sort of holder, so that most people want to wash their wine glasses by hand. Because they're crystal, you don't want to throw it into your dishwasher. So I have this, I fold it, it goes into a cabinet. When there's a party, this comes out, and when I do wash these, I like to put them this way so that they don't get all foggy, and they dry beautifully, so that when it's time to serve wine again, they are crystal clean. So this is a really handy thing. This will also be linked. And lastly, these little guys are wonderful. They are really easy to just, again, fold. The idea is to keep your kitchen decluttered, and then when you need certain things, they're handy. And so this guy folds easily. You unfold her, and what you do is you wash whatever you have from your dinner party, and then basically you can stack them and let them dry, and then it doesn't have, you don't have this big giant dish sort of holder. So this is really one of those great things if you just need to wash a bunch of things and then leave. If you need to wash them by hand, especially if it's nice china that is plated in gold, you can't put those in the machine either. Thank you again for joining me on this episode of Red Elevator. My absolute favorite thing in the world is organization and spring cleaning. So I hope that you got some good tips here. I would love to hear if you have any of the items that I showed you today, or what other items you think are wonderful organizational tips that we could all as a community read and enjoy. So thank you again for watching this episode. Be kind to one another, stay safe, and we will see you again next week.